Thank you for watching. My name is Glenn Morgan and this is We the Govern. And I have a very important public service message for you and everybody else who's living in a lockdown world. All right, we're back to Washington State. And I have a very important public service message for everybody. And although it's focused on Washington State, I think this could apply to almost any state in America that's dealing with the lockdown world, the orders of the governor and the political elite and what they're telling us to do every day. And it really starts out with an important message that everybody must understand. And that is, you must obey. Obey what they tell you to do. Because obedience is an important part of being an American and certainly a citizen in your community. Obey. Whatever they tell you to do, you must obey. Governor Inslee makes this very clear because if you don't obey, he is going to punish you. He will definitely find some way to inflict as much harm as he possibly can on you. And that means that you should not question anything that he does, anything that he says. Even if one press conference that he has on a rule or requirement changes with the next week or daily, it doesn't matter. You cannot question. Just simply ask how high you need to jump when he tells you to jump. Now, this applies also to situations like this, where Governor Inslee, while he's doing his press conferences, the state of Washington, he is telling everybody to mask up, but his own staff, who are sitting slightly off camera, they aren't wearing masks. And in fact, in this kind of a situation, the Department of Labor and Industries, who Inslee has tasked to go out and impose massive fines and life-destroying remedies on businesses who don't comply with the governor's orders, would fine Inslee's business if he was running it the way he's asking everyone else to run theirs. But of course, the rules don't apply to the political leadership, and we should not question. We should not even expect them to, because they are the political leaders after all, and just because they're asking everybody else to follow these rules doesn't mean they actually expect to follow them themselves. Now, you must sacrifice. Sacrifice is a very important part of the governor's requirements. This is an important part of the public message. Sacrifice for the greater good. And it's important to remember that shutting down your business, destroying decades of work, wiping out your family's future financially, and doing anything you can to stay locked at home in close confinement, making sure your kids don't go to the park, don't have sports, certainly they can't go to school, you can't go to work, and don't go shopping. Confining yourself to this area, that is all part of the sacrifice. Now, it is important to remember that the guys who are telling you to make this sacrifice, the guys that are enforcing these rules on you, they're not going to miss a paycheck. You might miss your paycheck. You may lose your business. You may lose your house. Your kids may lose educational opportunities and other opportunities, but the bureaucrats and the governor, they're not going to be missing a paycheck. Neither are the elected officials like Speaker Lori Jenkins, who is going to be Democrat Speaker of the House of Representatives in the state of Washington, and all of the other elected state senators and representatives. None of them are missing a paycheck. Neither is somebody like Superintendent Chris Reichdahl, who is head of the Department of Education, and he's not missing a paycheck. Your kids might be missing school and they might be missing education, but he's certainly not missing his paycheck, and neither is anybody else working underneath him. At the same time, if you want to appeal this and go to the court system, just remember that every single judge in Washington State, they get their paychecks regularly. You may have lost your business, your future, your income, and your family may be in dire straits right now, but the people who are making a decision on whether the governor or the government is correct in the rules that they're imposing on you, whether that follows the constitutional guidelines, they don't miss a paycheck. So I'm sure that they understand the position that you're in. Of course, the senior bureaucrats who are most in charge of things like making sure you get your unemployment checks, which is, in this case, Unemployment Security Director Susie Levine, who is Governor Inslee's one of his main bundlers of campaign finance funds, also one of the main bundlers for the Barack Obama campaign. She is in charge of the Employment Security Department, and under her careful and diligent watch, that department has sent hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer funds overseas to a Nigerian fraud scheme and made sure that the people who actually were supposed to get those checks, the unemployed people like you and I and other peons apparently that live in our state, these people did not get their unemployment checks because she sent them overseas instead to Nigerian fraud scam artists. And she is not missing a paycheck. She's not losing her job. She gets to still be in charge, but you must make the sacrifice. Now, it's important that not only did they not miss a paycheck right in the middle of the pandemic, right, this last year, every one of these people also got major pay raises. And the major pay raises, over 20% in most cases. That includes the Washington State Supreme Court and all the judges that you would have to go before if you're trying to appeal the governor's destructive and harmful rules and how they apply to your life. And in fact, the pay raises also applied to the governor and all the elected officials in the State House and the State Senate. Everybody there got pay raises, but you must be in lockdown. Now, there was somebody who did challenge those pay raises and who said that they shouldn't get those pay raises right now, that they didn't deserve them. And that was anti-tax initiative activist Tim Eyman. He had a whole campaign called Give Them Nothing, which they really did not like. Now, I'm sure that it's no convenience that at this point in time, Tim Eyman is being destroyed personally and financially as much as possible by the Attorney General of Washington State, and he is in front of a judge who's also gotten a pay raise lately and probably doesn't like the fact that Mr. Eyman didn't think that that pay raise was deserved, not just for his judge, but for any judges. And so the message has been sent that if you dare to reduce the tax increases that Washington State likes to impose on us on a regular basis, if you dare to actually want to stop those pay increases that our politicians are getting, your life is definitely not that important, and they will find some way to destroy you just like they are destroying Tim Eyman right now in court. So, to recap, this public service message that everybody needs to hear, you must sacrifice. None of the people asking you to sacrifice are going to sacrifice, but you must sacrifice so that you can help your community and you can help the politicians. You must obey. If you dare to rebel, then you're going to be in trouble. There will be great abuse inflicted on you, and the state will make sure not only that they fine you into oblivion, but they will take you to court in front of these judges who are also not sacrificing or losing anything and make sure they make that decision. And whatever you do, do not question authority. It's very important. There's no reason to question these guys. I'm sure they have everything in hand and everything's under control because our governor has a professional crew running this state. And the politicians who are joining with him in this effort to create this massive lockdown world, they know what's going on. They know what they're doing. These are top flight professionals. And whatever you do, you dare not question them. Now, I hope this public service announcement was helpful for you. I hope that you got the message. And I hope that everybody understands that the rules are very clear and that everybody should know if you want to be safe, if you want to protect your future, just obey, don't question, you sacrifice, and let our dear leaders take our state in the right direction. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, please go to wethegovern.com to learn more. Also, add your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. It's not like YouTube's going to promote the video for us, and that's our best way to actually get any messages like this out there. And despite all the stuff that's going on, we're in a very serious time. I hope that you're doing well as can be in this lockdown situation. But don't forget, it is worth questioning authority, and the future does belong to those who show up.